this is the spot right here, that X.
Yeah.
We're talking about JFK.
That's where he got shot.
Yeah, this is the grassy knoll. We got a hemp fest going on here right now. Is Texas legalizing this year? I'm from out of state.
I am too. It's not on the ballot.
Nothing going on here yet?
The petition needs to be in January.
From head shots to head shops. They're at the grassy knoll in Dallas. All right, so this garage is where that sniper guy, Micah Johnson, was shooting from. And I'm not sure where the targets were. It's not that important, but this is where that shooting happened. And you got this fountain, you got this. Just to clarify, Stobe the Hobo only supports civil disobedience level infractions of the law. Basically, Stobe the Hobo is 100% pro law enforcement. Don't have to worry about that. That is the garage though. Gunshots were coming out of that thing back in July. Got this parking garage where the guy was, the assailant, and I guess he went in here and this is where the robot blew him up. That's your understanding, Mark?
Yeah. He just ran in there and he was like trying to hold out in there.
And they got him. He wasn't gonna make it in here. This is the best burger you've had.
Oh yeah, ever. Anywhere.
The Stackhouse. All right. Sounds good to me. So we come to the best burger place ever and you are vegan.
Yeah.
That's the black bean curd burger there.
I used to eat meat.
Gouda something burger. Looks pretty decent. Let's see. That is good. That's really flavorful. Mark is from Texas and
Howdy.
are you part of the Texas Pride crowd?
Everyone is.
I just put down Texas. Am I risking my life around this place?
I mean, I don't have my gun on me now, but
That sounds like a yes.
we could probably find somebody if that's what you're asking.
I had a feeling about that being the situation down here. What is it like being a Texan? What's that all about?
It feels pretty awesome knowing that you're superior. We have Whataburger. We have Dallas. That's our TV show. We all ride our horses to school, all that.
Are you in the Walker Texas Ranger? That's kind of the guy who defined my impression of Texas.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite shows.
Alright, well, I'm concluding my visit with Mark. Thank you very much for everything, showing me around.
Hope you enjoyed Dallas.
Good example of Texas pride. Even in the final week of October, we still got pretty high temperatures, about 85. And a really decent quantity of freaking bugs and creepy qualities, which I don't like. Fire ants, different places. Mosquitoes are still out and about. So I was kind of hoping things would have cooled off, but regardless. There's scenery. I honestly can't say there's anything you haven't seen before somewhere else. It's just Midwest looking scenery. It doesn't really look any different than Kansas, which I kind of surprised by. I thought this would have a little more of a out west vibe, but you have to go further west for that. What's going on? Stobe the Hobo here in Dallas. Kind of finishing things up here in Dallas. Checking out all the sites. And initially what my plan to do was to return to Fort Worth, where you've got a lot of trains going south out of there. Trying to get to Houston. But what we have going on here is we got this main line here, and I'm pretty sure this is the Shreveport line. looking at a couple maps and stuff. I could save the time and energy going to Fort Worth, and I could just Shreveport here and then catch another southbound from Shreveport. It's just because I saw this guy. I don't know when he's gonna leave. I'm gonna just go get some more beer, and if the train is still here, I'm gonna get on this train and go to Shreveport, and then I can get another Houston train from there. This is amazing timing. He's clearly waiting for the Amtrak to pass, and that gives me enough time to get to the beer store and get more beer, which is right down here. Let's do it. Seems like a fortunate day. Let's get something a little higher quality. This beer store. Here's town. And then here's the train parked over here. I gotta run. As soon as that Amtrak clears the block in front of this train's gonna book it out of here. That's Dallas. It's not a bad place. It's not super exciting either, I'd say. I was here, Fort Worth, one night, and then I did 2 nights here, and it seemed sufficient. Honestly, I kind of don't really understand where all like the cowboy stuff is. I know there's some in Fort Worth, but it's not as much as I thought I'd see. I haven't seen guys with cowboy hats. I really haven't seen a whole lot of that anywhere in either of the cities, but maybe we'll see some down in Houston, I don't know. Forgot to mention, today is Halloween, October 31st. And no, I don't have any invites to the party with the hottie in the cop uniform or the sexy nun costume. But I am going to be a hobo today. And I think having some beer and being on this train is definitely going to be decent. If I'm successful and lucky, the train may make it to Shreveport in time for the casinos there. The tag, you don't see that often, but I think it was one of the older guys riding around in the past. I don't know if he's still out and about. I never met him. The presence of this CSX car, I'd say, is pretty much a sure bet that it's going to New Orleans, which would mean it would go via Shreveport. All right, let's do it. Let's check out Shreveport. And here's me getting on the train. Of the Hobo, piecing out of Dallas, heading southeast on this nice, really warm Halloween afternoon. We're out of here. Yeah, we're going through some kind of split. That looks like a pretty busy southbound main line. That's probably the Houston one. And we're curving off to the left. It's a pretty decent left turn. There's another fork. I think that's a KCS fork going off that direction. It's freaking hot. It's like summer mother effing weather out here, and it's October 31st. It's like 85 degrees. It's ridiculous. It's starting to get really swampy, and we're still in Texas. It's starting to look, honestly, just like the Houston to New Orleans line. Bypasses Shreveport going this direction by about 15 miles. So I'm keeping going. I'm not sure where this is going to end up, but I gotta get to Houston, and I'll have to figure that out at some point. But out here in Louisiana, total fog. I just jumped off the train. I'm gonna just have to hitchhike into... I just jumped off the train out here. I'm gonna have to just hitchhike back to Shreveport. I know the southbound stopping there. This would have been a real disaster if I had stayed on this train. This is, first of all, I'm out of water. I just ran out. This train's going to New Orleans. This could set the trip back. If you saw the other episode, that line from New Orleans to Houston is absolutely dreadful. So all I gotta do is probably get 1 or 2 rides on this nice country road in the fog and hopefully be in Shreveport. I don't know if you, yeah, you can totally see this messed up eye I have. This is part of the reason things got a little bit crazy. I poked my head out of the, just a tiny bit out to look up ahead on the train. And what happened? There's a branch right there. A tree branch nailed me in the face. And I wish I could have got it on tape because it would have been really reality TV, but I guess, is that a black eye? It's not really a black eye. It's like puffed up though. And that's dangerous. I can't believe that. They really need to maintain the right of way better. That's the scariest thing that's ever happened. I thought I was going to lose an eye for a minute. I'm going to start hitchhiking on this road and try to get back to Shreveport. As long as I get there, it shouldn't be too tough to continue. I've never seen this guy's house. Are you a guard pig? What's your deal? Yeah, the thing was just charging up. All right. Stay put. Don't follow me. Damn it. What the F, man? Ridiculous. Go home. I don't want to deal with you right now. Silly animal. Ridiculous. Guaranteed full of swamp crocodiles here. Even in far north Louisiana, we got major swamps. I may be walking the entire 30 miles into town. Along this, there is absolutely no one stopping at all. You got these swamps here. Honestly, I mean, who's to say a croc couldn't just snatch you out of this thing right now, or snatch you into it. Just got to ride pretty close into town, I'm hoping, from way the hell out there. I've been walking a long time. And again, what happened is, last night, the train bypassed the city entirely. And I wasn't sure where I was, but it was clear it didn't stop in town. And now, instead of staying on the train, it makes a lot more sense to just get, suffer this way and get into Shreveport and then get another train to Houston, which I think I can do. Again, this is major hard work. I think a lot of people look and they think, oh, you're traveling for free or whatever. This is major work. Honestly, I would buy a ticket at this point. I'm freaking exhausted, and hopefully I can just be in Houston soon and done with this part of the trip. Out. Just finally got into Shreveport on the slowest bus ever. This is definitely the worst day of this trip so far. I freaking nailed my eye, as you can see, from a tree branch that I have no idea how there's tree branches that you hit your head on a rail car, but it happened. It's so hot. It's November and it's like 92 degrees. Got this nasty dog drool-esque red river coming through town. And I think these are just for show, these boat casinos. Obviously, I mean, this river doesn't look like you could go up and down it. And that thing's obviously taller than the bridge. Anyway, just due to morale and absolute complete fatigue, I'm looking at getting one of these casino motels. This one's got a direct view of the UP yard. It's a commanding view of the entire city from this room. And you got the UP yard down there. Should be interesting tonight. Just getting ready to check out here. Definitely nice to have enough dough for a motel, and I'd like to thank all my sponsors for pitching in with this. This is fan funded, and it's not terribly expensive. The price of this room before all the BS is $55, and then when you add the tax and the gimmicks, it ends up being quite a bit more. But this is a good spot for rail fans. You got KCS coming through here. There's a lot of trains going through there, and then down here you got Union Pacific. I think that's a southbound, but it's only got one engine. This is a decent spot. I'd give it a free plug. This is the Horseshoe in Shreveport. The rest of the city isn't terribly interesting. These riverboat casinos, but I don't think they actually leave the dock ever. I mean, obviously that couldn't fit under this bridge. Everything seems pretty dead around here, which means it might be a good time to come down and get a cheap room at one of these casino places. I don't know if it's just the off season or what, but this boardwalk is pretty much activity-less. I don't know if it's just the off season or what, but it's definitely worth one night at one of these casino hotels. The only way you ever get a nice hotel like that is at the casino places. And then here you got Kansas City Southern, which crosses the bridge right here in town. It's a great place to see trains because the UP and the KCS both meet right here by the Holiday Inn. Also got this KCS track here. I'm not sure this is mainline or what, but this is different than these tracks which are crossing the river. Things are definitely more laid back than with the Class 1 railroads. I can't imagine you'd see BN or UP just parked in front of this apartment house. I don't know how much these people like it here. There's definitely a rundown, grim vibe to this place. A lot of boarded up old buildings. This is a big difference from Dallas-Fort Worth, and that's kind of got that cowboy, maybe western vibe, and this is total south. You got soul food going on, and there's not a cowboy hat in the entire town. I can't really figure out why all this cool stuff is all boarded up now. Totally out of business, all this old tourist area. It just offers some commentary. You got pretty much non-stop traffic going there. That's Interstate 20. That's a lot of cars. It's been like that all the time I've been watching. But it's deserted here. Look at this. This is this boardwalk. There's no one in there. Can you even find a person? I can't. This hotel was deserted enough to where I could get a pimp room for that price. Everybody just buying everything on Amazon.com and just staying glued to their computers. I mean, I guess the fact that you're watching this kind of proves that point a little bit. All right, so you got this KCS westbound coming through. That's not the train I want, but if you look through here, yeah, if you see that headlight down there, I think that's my train, so I just gotta stay put till this guy clears. I think that's Dallas this direction, I'm not positive. This is one of the top spots I've ever seen to get on a train. I stare longingly at my room that I stayed in last night. Again, I'm just gonna get on. I'm pretty sure they all go to Houston from here. I feel a real pull towards my room last night up there. The comfort of the bed and the view, but not enough to spend another night. Fortunately, I've got a place to stay in Houston. Somebody contacted me through YouTube, and it looks like I don't have to sleep outside when I get down there. All right, peacing out of Shreveport. I'm gonna miss that hotel. That was the nicest room I've ever stayed in. You cannot imagine how freaking fried I am of this trip so far. Because I've been trying to, I should have been in Houston a week ago. That's how it goes when you travel on trains. The good news is, I got a lot of beer. I got half a 12-pack left still. I don't know if I'll kill the whole thing on the way down there, but with pain and suffering comes a reward eventually. That said, this train made dead end before Houston. Out. Just crawling out of town here. Looking at this mural, I feel like that kid right now. I don't know how long I'm gonna feel like him, but I've had enough beer. It's kind of a grim town. There's just nothing really going on here. You got all these dead-end alleys. All right, I think I'm getting close to Houston. I've never been here before, but, well, I've never come in from the north. But this is a big metro area, and I don't think it's anything else. Still going pretty fast. You can see the skyline down there. The nice Houston skyline there. That's cool. There's the tracks where I just jumped off here. Now I'm getting picked up by Phil, who's one of the YouTube fans, so nice to meet you.
Awesome stuff. Nice to meet you, Jim. Good to see you, man.
Yes. Thank you very much for picking me up.
You're welcome.
So I'm staying in this cool warehouse right behind these trees, and then just right near everything here in the west side of downtown. A pretty nice spot at this warehouse, not far from anything really. Got this nice bed here, got this warehouse with all this room, and you got the living accommodations here. You got these dogs here. Hey bud. So Phil here, you used to do some trains, right?
Yeah, I've done a few trips.
Going west here, and you're a artist slash painter in the area.
Yeah.
Correct? And that's pretty cool. So how'd you find Stobe the Hobo, the show?
Oh, I was just looking on YouTube for train hopping videos. Every once in a while I'll search YouTube for new videos, and I found you and started watching all your videos and liked them a lot.
Sweet. And you're native Texas.
Native, yeah.
And are you part of the Texas Pride thing down here?
Hell yeah! Thank you! Freedom and free!
Phil just painted this entire decorative design on the ceiling of this house. It looks pretty spiffy. That's pretty spiffy.
Thanks, Jim. This is a job that I just recently got. I had to build a platform to even get up here, like 14 feet up. And been here 2 weeks, finishing up here.